The final topic for our day is EDP phases or entrepreneurship development phases. There are 3 phases in entrepreneurship development program, and the 3 phases are the pre-training phase, training phase, and post-training phase. So the pre-training phase is a preliminary phase for launching the program. It is a planning phase where all the requisite arrangements are made to deliver a content-based and useful entrepreneurship development program. This stage lays the foundation for a strong EDP that can deliver desired results. So what does this pre-training phase encompass? First one is identification of promising area having good commercial prospects. Second one is selection of project faculty, course coordinator who is a visionary and has relevant experience to the field that is needed. Third one is infrastructural facilities and all the arrangements of programs like location, availability of internet, computer, food, and whatnot. Next is conducting industrial survey or environmental scanning for identification of good business opportunities. Next, designing the course contents, whatever the course we already saw about the contents of EDP. What are the contents that are necessary for EDP? And one of the main contents is actually knowing what the program is, what is the need of the entrepreneur, what is the need of an individual. So designing the course content is very essential. Next, getting support from various agencies such as DICs, SFEs, SISI. So you'll come across all these terms in a later stage. Next is advertising and publicity of EDP to reach prospective minds. You can have all the courses that is necessary, you can have all the training necessary, but aggressive marketing also is very relevant at this point of time. So advertising and publicity of EDP, that is very important. Next is selection of participants for training program. So when you have the course and content ready, you can modify the course to the needs of the participant, but you must have a basic program and you must select the right participant for the training program, right match for the training program. Next is the training phase. So the primary thrust of training program is to instill motivation, skill or competency among budding entrepreneurs. So this training phase includes, first one is management. They should be taught about the basic principles of management and their application in real life scenarios. Similar to how you've been taught POM in the very first semester, that lays the foundation for the entire degree. Same way, the management functions, whatever you've been taught, basically planning, organizing, staffing, directing, controlling, and coordinating, these are the basic functions of management. So we've all been taught this. So these must be taught to any budding entrepreneur again to actually refresh if you've already learned it or actually direct them in the right path. So the various techniques involved in the management process must also be explained. Right. Next one is technical competence. Focus should be laid upon acquiring technical competence suitable to the area selected, because when you're not into the technological advancements, when you're not updated on the technological advancements, you cannot excel in any area, because it's all about computers. In any field you take, it's all about computers and moving to smart devices, right? So you must be aware of whatever is happening, what are the latest resources, latest software updates that are available in a particular field or a particular industry. So it's important for the trainees to understand the basis of technology, rate of technological change in the industry, and the challenge ahead as well. What are the changes that might happen in the future? That must also be they must also be aware of that. So a comparative analysis between the present state of technology and the future technology, the technology that you are aware of and the technology that your competitors are using, that is also very important. So entrepreneurs can get an idea best suited to their regional environment as well. Some regions might be too far stretched for some technological advance, so you fine tune your needs according to the region, also according to the raw materials you have, resources you have. You fine tune your products and you fine tune your approach to the product or services or your startup. Right. Next is next part in training phase is the motivation and stress management. So you can learn all about management and you can learn about all about the technical competence, but if you can't manage the stress, and if you don't have the right kind of positive motivation that you really require, then you're not going to achieve at all. So entrepreneurial training programs are designed to elevate and sustain motivation level of trainees. So stress management has become a separate. Many universities are actually offering stress management, and many institutions are coming up with stress therapy these days to avoid all these problems because of stress, right? You find IT companies having these happy hours and these private spaces for employees to alleviate their stress. So stress elevation is becoming major part of any startup or any business for that matter, even successful business. So entrepreneurs are strong-willed individuals. You must be goal-oriented and you must have the will to succeed. So they also need family support during these tough times, because it is tough times. Entrepreneurship was going through a startup or owning a company. Those are tough times because you're not going to achieve in a day. It's going to take years for you to achieve. You're not going to get that money back in a day. So you need the right kind of support from the family as well. So each session and training program should aim at strengthening their confidence and expanding their vision. The motivation level must be raised to a greater extent, because only motivated participants will survive through starting and sustaining a new entrepreneurship venture. And finally, the post-training and follow-up phase. Post-training support services are rendered to participants who have successfully completed the entrepreneurship. So this phase consists of the following steps. First one is assistance in registration of the enterprise. After you've gone through all the education that you need, the knowledge that you need, after you acquire all the knowledge that you need, you actually register for the enterprise. Second one is loan procedures and documentation. They help out with the legal procedures and facilitating infrastructure like land, plant layout, purchase of plant, machinery, power connection, etc. They help you with all that. Next is securing subsidies and grants and utilizing incentives given by the center and state government, because there are many programs and policies that are laid down by the government, but people aren't aware. Not many people are aware of that. But for that, the EDP, the institution that is providing you with the entrepreneurship development program, must be aware of these policies and grants by the government. So if they are not aware, they are not going to educate you in the right manner. So identifying the proper program is also the key here. And next is management consultancy and troubleshooting. Whatever they teach you, management consultancy are going to refine it. These management consultancies will give you backhand support. Management consultancy might be even HR consultancies, the BPOs that we talk about in a daily basis, right? So they acquire you human resources. So you seek them out for help and they help you out in return for money. So approaching the right kind of management consultancy, and if you're having problems with anything, troubleshoot it in a proper manner. So those kind of help will be done in the post-training phase. And providing up-to-date information on the industry, they'll follow up with you and tell you that these are the because at the starting stage you'll be very focused on the startup, on your business. Until and unless you get used to that routine, you won't be able to think about anything else, or think about the new developments, or think about your competitors. So these guys will give you latest updates on what is actually happening in the industry. You must make time as an entrepreneur. You must make time to actually listen to it and comprehend it, to use it at maybe not immediately, but at least at a later stage. And then meeting with EDP organizers and participants. So when you meet other participants and when you meet organizers, not only your trainer but also other organizers and participants, you will come to know what is actually the challenges that they are facing. More than the success stories, the challenges that they face, what are the problems that they have faced, what are the industries that are actually growing, and what are the connections, what are the network you can acquire through these organizers and participants. So that is where your meet and greet lies. So once you become an entrepreneur, you can't just sit inside that chicken coop, right? You have to venture out and seek not only clients but also prospective partners for your company, who you can collaborate with, who you will be collaborating with in the future. So that can be done in this stage itself. You can acquire that network in this stage itself with the help of EDP programs. So evaluating EDPs is important to review each and every aspect of EDP from pre-training to post-training phase. This helps in charting lesson learned and in guiding the organizers to plan better and remove loopholes in the next program. So that comes from the entrepreneurs also. Entrepreneurs also must provide proper feedback. They must also be aware of what is being taught to them, and they must constantly question whatever is being taught to them. If there are some loopholes in that, if there are some inconsistencies in the curriculum or in the training phases, that must be voiced out to actually develop the program, and also for you as to develop as an entrepreneur. Okay, so today we learned about the emerging trends in entrepreneurship, and I highly encourage all of you to go through many more emerging trends, especially in the time of in this pandemic time, to go through many more emerging trends in entrepreneurship. Don't think that it won't be essential for you or helpful for you when you're going into any business for that matter, or even if you're going into a corporate job. It will help you because these are the things that would be discussed in your board meetings, because anyway where you go, aggressive marketing is needed, and entrepreneurship ideas will help you in marketing those products or services. So when you go through these emerging trends, you'll be aware of all the products and services that are available in the market and how they were built, how those products or services were built. So you'll have exposure to the challenges that were faced by those entrepreneurs. So please make sure to go through those emerging trends. And the second thing we learned about were the three factors, that is the economic, social, and psychological factors impacting entrepreneurship. And finally, the EDP phases, that is pre-training phase, training phase, and post-training phase. Thank you very much.